welcome back to The Do Show. If you are watching or streaming this episode, thank you so much for tuning in. I have a great show for you guys today. All right, so let me just explain something before I start this whole thing called The Do Show. So I remember filming with Mac and what's the other guy's name? My man Mac and my man Ty. I forgot. Kem. I always call him Ty, but his real name's Kem. And I decided, why not have a full-on conversation again with two new guest co-hosts. So joining me today are two new guest co-hosts. Please welcome my man David and my mentor, Miss T.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, Miss T. I know I've talked to you yesterday, but David, it's been over a year since we've talked. What's up? How you been? What you doing? What's good?
I'm good, man. I'm just
That's good. All right, so guys, we've been having a lot of technical difficulties. David, so what I'm gonna say is, when you're talking, you're cutting out just a little bit. So we're going to do our best to actually keep you on the call, make sure that, it's all good and that you can hear me and I can hear you, all right?
All right.
All right, cool. So, y'all ready? Y'all ready to get into these topics? Y'all good? Y'all chilling?
Yeah, we ready.
All right, let's go. Let's get into these topics for today. Now, Miss T.
Yes?
About a week ago, you had sent me a video for me to listen to, which really spoke to me, of course, and I really think it will speak to people, worldwide who don't know what their gift is. On November 8th of this year, Dr. Jamal Bryant taught on how to find your gift. So I brought a little clip for you guys to listen to today. Here's a clip from that sermon. Y'all don't pay me enough to do that. Check it out right here.
Your talent is God's gift to you, and what you do with it is your gift to God. The problem is, outside of a name card on a box under a Christmas tree, most people find it close to impossible to locate their gift. Back before downloading books was vogue, I stumbled onto a tome in Barnes & Noble that I want to recommend you to read before this year is over. The book is entitled, What is Your What? What? Would you write that down? I want you to get this book. What is your what? According to the author, what is the one thing you were born to do? And is it comprised of your inherent gifts? Is what you are called to do the vehicle you will use to share your gift with the world? And who are the people your gift is assigned to? Who are the people your gift is assigned to? He argues forthrightly that what I want to underscore this morning, to identify your gift, it is just a two-step process. To find what your gift is, it is just a two-step process. And I want you to practice this today, this afternoon, this evening, in the incoming days, not just you, your family, your children, your loved ones. The first step in finding out your gift, hear this, is what do you love? To write down 5 things that you love. Think about all the things you love doing, even if you haven't done it in a while. What is the thing you love, hear this, that lifts your spirit? What is the thing you love that makes you smile? What's the thing you love to do that actually gets you excited? What's the thing you love to do? Here it is, that you'll push yourself to doing even if you're tired. What is the thing that you love to do that the memory of it makes you smile? Whatever it is that you love to do, here it is. I want you to write down the top 3 things that you love to do. The top 3 things that you love to do. This is the first step to finding your gift. The first one is, what do you love? Here's the second one. I need you to write it down, is what do you loathe? What do you loathe? Are you clear about what you despise? Sometimes you can get direction by what you have disdain for. A lot of people who voted Tuesday, it was not for Joseph Biden, it was against Donald Trump. What is the thing that plucks your nerves, gets under your skin, mashes your buttons? I want you to write down, you've already written down the top 3 things you like to do. I now want you to write down, what are the top 3 things that bother you? What are the top 3 things that bother you? You're going to need this. Now, after you wrote down the 3 things you love, you found the 3 things you loathe, here are 6 questions we got to attach to those things. They're called, hear this, 6 seeds for your soul. 6 seeds for your soul. And this is what you've got to investigate. This is what you got to ask of the things you claim to love doing. 3 things you wrote down that you claim you love doing. You got to ask those 3 things these 6 questions. Here it is. If you didn't get paid a cent, would you still do it? Question number 1, if you don't get paid to do it, would you still do it? Question number 2, of the things that you claim to love doing, what you do, does it inspire you to do it daily? Do you love it enough that you wouldn't mind doing it every day? Question number 3, to the thing that you claim to love doing. Is it something that comes to you as easy as breathing? I ain't got to work up to it. I ain't got to psych myself up. I ain't got to be my life coach. I don't need to put no Post-its on my mirror. I already know how to do it, and I'm right in my lane when I'm doing it. I'm a fish in water. This is according to the things that you claim to love doing. Number 4 is a difficult one, but I need you to have it. I want you to write it down. I need you to ask yourself this. Does time fly when I'm doing it? Does time fly when I'm doing it? Am I always looking at the clock? Am I trying to figure out when am I getting out of here? Am I doing just enough just to make it through the day? Does time fly when I'm doing it? Number 5, hear this, to the things that you got to answer, those top 3 things that you love to do. Here is the 5th question. Do you feel gifted to do it? Is this my gifting? Is this my talent? Is this my anointing? Is this my ability? Or is this something I learned to do? Did God gift me to do this? Was I born to do this? Is this part of my assignment in the earth? Or is this a hobby? Am I gifted to do this? Here's the 6th one, and some of you all need to change your font size. Number 6, it is. Can I make money doing it? The thing that I claim to love doing, the activity that I love. Can I get money doing it? Hear this. If any of the answers to these 6 questions is no, cross it off the list. Go to the next one on the list. If I don't get paid, would I still do it? Am I inspired enough to do this daily? Is this something that comes to me as natural as breathing? Does time fly when I'm doing it? Do I feel like this is my gift and this is my anointing? Can I monetize my assignment? Friends, hear me well, hear me clear. Once you know your what, you'll never question yourself about why. Once you know your what, you will never question yourself with a why. I want to make an announcement to somebody who can receive it. I don't know where you are in Chicago. I don't know whether you're in Arizona. I don't even know if you're in Nevada. But God told me to tell you that on this day, your gift is about to make room. The gift that God has put on you is getting ready to be supersized, is getting ready to take the oxygen out of the room of your naysayers. Most times, when you hear about Exodus, when you hear about the children of God coming through the Red Sea, when you hear about their sojourn to the promised land, most times who we are automatically associated with is Moses. But today I wanted to introduce you to two unsung gifted people. Two unsung gifted people. And I don't know where you are. A few of you might be in this room, but here's what God told me to tell you. You can be gifted and still under the radar. Hallelujah. You can be gifted, but you don't have a need to be seen. You can be gifted and you don't thirst for affirmation. God said there's some gifted people. I don't know where you watching, but God says I'm getting ready to elevate you and still let you have a private life. I'm getting ready to put you on platforms and folks still don't know what you do, what you got, where you've been, and how you making the dots connect. God said get ready for undercover overflow. That people are going to discount you because they think you got to be up front in order to be prominent. But God said there are some people that I am getting ready to illumine from the inside out, and they're literally going to be the millionaire next door. They driving a used car. Y'all ain't saying nothing. They don't have on designer clothes. They don't have a fancy business card. They don't have a title at the church. But God said, I'm going to use them. Why? Because they know how to use their gift, and it is not about them. It is about the gift that is in them. He said, I am stripping people in this season who are so narcissistic that it's just about them. But he said, I'm looking for a remnant that says, I will decrease, that the gift of God might increase in me. I ain't never got to have my name called. I don't need my name in the paper. I don't need to take the credit. As a matter of fact, I want you to tell people you did it, so I can stay in the background and still produce the assignment of my life.
I do. Every time I hear that message, it takes me to another level. God is about to do something. Don't look at what the circumstances are around us. Just trust him. Trust him. In this season when everything around us is going crazy, this is your time and your season to trust him. No matter what man said, God said, don't trust man. He said, trust me. Your gift. He said it. Your gift will make room for you. Remember in this season that Jesus is our gift. He is the reason for the season. I tell people that all the time. It's not about us. It's about him. Chaos and everything is breaking out. Rumors of wars, everything is happening. But guess what? God is still the same. Yesterday, today, and forever. While we trying to figure it out, guess what? He already done worked it out. He already worked out what a dude's going to do after school. He already know what your destiny is. He already know what David's destiny is.
I like when you pointed out, and I've heard it said so many times just throughout my life, your talent is God's gift to you, and what you do with it is your gift to God. I've heard that so many times on television, on daytime television, and like too many people. It's not even just pastors, but just people in general who have some sort of level of faith. They know that the gift and the talent that God has given them, they know the talent that they have. It just didn't come from the universe, because I know there are a lot of people out here who don't know the right word to say. Well, let me tell you, it's God, and I don't care how much backlash I get right now. I'm just telling you right now, because some of y'all are going to agree, some of y'all will disagree. However, I'm not confused about where my gift came from, and that's why I tell y'all all the way on the show. I talked to Brandon about this on episode 18, like, we're here for a reason. We're here for a purpose. Like, we're not just here. I mean, everybody has their own beliefs, but I know I'm here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. Yeah. No matter if you like it or not. And the truth of the matter is, there is some truth to what Dr. Jamal Bryant said. I mean, I was taking notes even yesterday, just going back and re-listening to this message before, while I was preparing for the show. When he had said the thing about, the 6 seeds for your soul, if you don't get paid a cent, would you still do it? Would you do the thing that you do, does it inspire you to do it daily? And then he said, is what you love to do, does it come as easy as breathing? That right there really got me. Let me tell you why. Because I remember, again, I'm going to quote Steve Harvey. Everybody knows I love Steve Harvey, but he said the same thing about your gift is something that comes natural. It doesn't take, you, but so much energy. It's just something that's just, you just do out of habit, basically. Find that out. Define that gift. Find it. Search for it. Look for it. It's out there. Don't think you don't got something. Don't think you were put on this earth and all of a sudden you don't know what you get this, or God didn't, supply you with one. That's a bunch of foolishness right there. That really is. I mean, because I know, you know how sometimes people know what they love, but they don't know what it is. But they do it as a habit. They keep doing it every single day, but they just don't know what it is. And I'm like, these 6 seeds, these 6 questions right here could help so many people out here to find their gift. Like, this is key, y'all. I ain't saying this is the only thing, but I'm saying this could be your outlet. This could be your answer. Like, this could be an answer to somebody's prayer. Like, what am I supposed to do with my life? I don't want to waste my life doing something else, working for somebody else's company, when God gave me a vision to work and manifest, and for him to bless what dream and what goal and what he put inside of me to do on this earth. So, I ain't preaching or nothing. I'm just saying these are just facts. These are facts. And I don't want to see anybody, especially who is close to me, waste their time doing something, or even being depressed and doing something that they know they don't want to do. That they know.
Ask David. Yes, ask David about it.
Go ahead, David. Go ahead, David.
So while I was watching that hit me like on a, because as you all know, I used to.
Hold on. Start from the beginning. You're cutting out a lot. I know what it is too. Miss T and I know what it is.
All right, can you hear me?
All right, we can hear you. Good. Keep going, man.
Okay, so with me, I used to play basketball. I used to play for ACM. And for me, I felt like that was my You know,
that was your gift.
It meets every single requirement that was listed. It came easy, real easy. I enjoyed it. I could have made money off of it. I would have definitely kept doing it even if I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And it was like, it felt like that's why I was on earth, playing basketball.
Yeah.
But with me, what I did is that the one thing that I did was I didn't use my gift for the thought of it could impact other people. I played basketball for, I wasn't thinking about.
You were playing basketball for yourself. You weren't playing just to please other people or to give.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about. I wasn't even at the point, like when I got like really good, I wasn't even thinking about God per se. I was like, this is my work. This is me spending them getting better. And so then all of a sudden, I tear my ACL twice, and then it's just like I need to reevaluate something. And the crazy thing is, even though I lost like that gift per se,
yeah.
As soon as I lost that, I realized something that I always wanted to do was to motivate people, you know, impact people. And that also came to me as easily as playing basketball. I would do it even if I didn't get paid for it. And there's a possibility that I could get paid for it. So that's when I decided to, you know, start speaking at like ATS, coming to devotion, just talking, because I realized that was also one of my gifts. And I feel like what people should also take into mind is that you're not restricted to one gift. Yeah, you can have multiple gifts, or you can have one, but one gift there's no limit if you have. Just make sure that it meets all the requirements.
Okay, you're cutting out a little bit, but I hear what you're saying about. I'm gonna have to turn your volume up just a little bit. I'm sorry if you guys are gonna hear a little feedback, but I'm gonna turn your volume up just a little tiny bit. It don't sound like a tiny bit, but okay. I like what you said, man. I really want to tell you that throughout doing these little stuff, like I know there's always something bigger that you want to do. I want people, not just you, but I just want people to embrace that instead of thinking this is I don't want people to think strategically or step by step, like, oh, maybe this is what God wants me to do. I believe is if there's something on your heart, or if there's a gift, if you define what is natural to you, what you do naturally, and it actually makes an impact, like you said, on other people, if it does good to other people, go for it. Go ahead. Like, the sky is the limit.
David, have you trained recently? Do you think you can go back to doing the basketball at this time?
Yeah, I still work, still going to the gym. Yeah, I'm still training.
Because I was thinking, I remember when you was at ACS, all you thought about was basketball. But you wasn't giving God the glory in it.
Yeah.
For your gift. So that might be why he said, it was like a idol.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball was David's idol.
Mm-hmm.
And God's a jealous God. He said, don't put nothing before him. Mm-hmm. But for David to tear his ACL twice, God's going to do a miracle and let David be able to play basketball again.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, when David plays basketball, he's going to give all honor and all glory to God, because he knows that's where his help came from.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's one thing that even Miss T, you and I talked about, like, on so many occasions. Like, guys, I talk to Miss T literally every single day, like, and you'll let me know. Like, she's like, besides a lot, I have so many. I'm so thankful for like a lot of people in my life who, you know, guide me in the direction, in the right direction. She's one of them, and she'll tell me. She'll be one of those people who will tell me if it's right for me to go to. It was like, she was like God sent, basically. And that's like almost revelation for me. Like, should I do this? Should I do that? With the help of God and with impacting people onto the next level. It doesn't always have to be speaking or what quote unquote church people do. No, because this is why I brought the This is why I brought you guys on the Edu Show. Because everybody I have right now it's a mixture of people in the gospel world and then in the secular world. That's how I want it to be. Because right now we don't have time to play church. We don't have time to just interview church people, interview pastors. No, we got to get out. We got to get out. The only reason why I'm doing everything that I'm doing now is for the glory of God, is to please Him, but it's also for me to actually do this as a job. This is what I love to do. And if it's not going to harm anybody, let me do it. I'm going to make a greater impact, just like Dr. Phil has, The Real, The Talk, The View, Steve Harvey, Ellen DeGeneres, Kelly Clarkson. All of them have talk shows. And then you got social media influencers, DJ Khaled, Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart. You got too many of these cats out here. And you telling me, you got David Dobrik, you got all these YouTubers. You're telling me I can't do that? You're telling me I can't be that Israel Houghton that can bring the black church and the white church together and make like 11 albums and win like 11 Grammys on each one of them and make the music sound good? You think I can't do that on the show? You don't think I can actually be positive, be a light in the midst of darkness, for real, and y'all know what I'm talking about out here, when we're not just focusing on what does the Bible say, or you should do this, because no one wants to be told what to do. I understand that. However, I just want to be a light in any which way possible. That's why I always ask God to use me, and that's what Miss T, we were talking about. We really were. And I think that's one of the things that really gets to me now when I, start to do projects like these. I'm like, is this going to benefit me? And also, is it okay with Him? I'm not trying to please other people. And I don't need any other person telling me, and I'm not saying I know everything. Someone telling me what I should do with my life might not be what God just told me. Just saying. If y'all want to say anything about that, go ahead. But I'm about to go to commercial break. So say what you gotta say, or forever hold your peace. All right, we good. So make sure to pick up a copy of the New York Times bestseller book titled "What Is Your What?" by award-winning author Steve Olsher. Pick up your copy right now wherever books are sold. I gotta take a quick commercial break, but there's more of the Edu Show after this. Stick around. Welcome back to the Edu Show. Now, one of my favorite YouTubers posted this photo on his Instagram story back in October of this year, and it says in part, beginning today, treat everyone you meet as if they were going to be dead by midnight. Extend to them all the kindness, care, and understanding you can muster. Do it without any thought of reward. What do you guys think about this post? I got too much stuff to say about this. And Miss T and I were talking about this yesterday, but go ahead.
So what I think that is when most people die, that's when people decide to show a crazy amount of love. But if you knew they were going to die, then you would have loved them the same way you're loving them after they died while they're alive. Kind of weird that you can't show someone how you feel or show someone how much you love them until after they die. So yes, that's the wonderful concept, to love someone like they're gonna die. But the fact that it go to that is like kind of weird to me. I feel like you should always love people, no matter how close they are to you, no matter if you're related to them or not. Like just love and positivity would just make the world just like a better place. Like with me, y'all been around me. I don't ever hate. There's no negative energy around me. Even if we don't talk, or even if I don't know you, I'm always gonna bring I'm always gonna hit you with positivity, with love, encourage you. And I feel like that's how it should be with everybody everywhere.
I do. Didn't I say that same thing?
Yeah, you told me that yesterday, and what I said was, for me, I will do the golden rule. I will practice that rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. But I never think that they're going to be gone the next day, because like we always say, all of us in this world will say, "Oh, tomorrow is not promised." But do we treat it as our last day? Do we treat today as our last day? Like we ain't gonna be? Do we really think about that? Because let me tell you something. Hold on. I'm not gonna assume anything. However, I honestly believe people don't always think that way, because look at what happened back in March of this year. When the coronavirus hit, everybody went rampant. Everybody's always saying, be prepared. I'm sorry, I'm yelling. Everybody's saying, be prepared, expect the unexpected, be prepared for anything that life brings you. Was anybody ready or prepared for this? No one was prepared for the economy to go down. Everybody worried about the money. I had Kendall on the show. He was saying that, and I agree with them. People are out here for the greed. They're out here in the American greed to achieve the American dream. And I'm like, it's true. I really believe that we were not prepared for this, and we honestly, as individuals, don't believe what we say. And for me, I'm taking a toll. I don't want to take a toll on this one. I was about to say that. I really want to focus on this more in depth now, because a lot of people have died that we never thought would be gone from this earth. And I understand a lot of people, people die every day, but man, the numbers, and not only the numbers of people dying, but the number of cases of people having corona. And y'all talking about going back to normal. How about you actually follow directions and put your mask on? Please. Please. And also, social distance. Practice that. 6 feet, 9 feet apart, And still treat others. Even in this pandemic, through this, through all of our trials and tribulations, still treat people like it's their last day. Still say much love, or I love you, or hope to see you again, hope and pray to see you again. I pray that people will actually not take life for granted, because I believe this was like God sent. I know God, I'm not going to say it's God sent, but God allows stuff to happen for a reason. And I believe this is like a warning, like, okay, you guys are really not believing to live like it's your last day. Live every day like it's your last day. Go all out.
I want to touch on what so
you want to touch on something I said? Go ahead. I'm going to turn your volume up. Go ahead.
So when people say live like it's your day, I realize that majority of people, including myself, don't do that, because yesterday. That was my last day. Last thing I would have done was watch Netflix. That's not how I would go out. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like people don't actually, like, no one actually, well, we say it, but not one person thinks like that, because people think that they have time. They think like, oh yeah, what if tomorrow's my last day? But it's not really my last day.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like wait till tomorrow, and then wait till tomorrow, then tomorrow never comes, and you never fulfilled what you wanted to fulfill. So what I think to like combat that is like set goals. I feel like if you set like goals, like they like not even like yearly goals. I don't believe in setting yearly goals. I feel like I used to do it, but then like it never works. I feel like you should shorten the span. So instead of yearly goals, make it weekly goals or daily goals. So you know that if today was your last day, at least you accomplished this such little thing instead of just drifting by the day. You know that today, I completed this, I completed this, I completed this. I'm set for today. If I went out today, I'd be glad with what I'd accomplished.
I like that. I like that.
I'm somebody who doesn't always set goals. I set goals for myself. It's long-term goals. It's a goal. At least it's a goal, but they're long-term goals and they're personal goals.
But like David said,
yeah,
we can't do that because nothing is promised. And just like how March hit us, we don't know what we're going to do. We don't even know if we're going to even make it to December the 31st, 2020. The way everything's going, people are going away from here like they like dropping like flies. I've never seen it in my life.
That's another thing I wanted to touch on. I talked to my granddad. I'm talking to these elders right now, and I have so much respect for them when I talk to them and I talk to them about life. They've never seen anything like this before. Never. People over the age of 70, over the age of 80, over the age of 90. I'm stressing this because, and I know we've heard this before, and I don't want to sound like everybody else, but I'm going to right now in this moment. We are living in the end times. We are in the last days, okay? I don't care if you like it or not. We're in the last days. God can come back anytime. He could come back right this second. We might not have to release this episode. We might all right now, in the next minute or right after this episode,
be caught up. Yeah. We don't know.
It's almost like in that song Ty Tribbett was singing, "Well Done," that I sent you, those lyrics. You know, I can already see the signs. Each day the world is getting worse.
Yeah.
The days are getting shorter. The years are passing by. It's like I see the Lord preparing himself to come and get his bride. Y'all don't tell me that it's for today. Y'all don't tell me that it's for today. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be a pastor or anything, but I'm just letting y'all know and trying to give y'all hope for y'all to, I want somebody, even if I speak to one person, I want somebody to have something to look forward to so they won't be like, oh, I don't know where I'm going to go after this life. Because we don't like talking about death. No one, well, here's the thing. No one likes to talk about death in front of me because they know what I'm going to bring up.
Because guess what? Everybody keep preaching that everybody going to heaven and everybody ain't going there.
I'm just be flat out real. This is the THEADUSHOW. This is real. This is real talk. I don't want to be scared, and I'm not trying to scare anybody or put any fear. I want y'all to have hope. I want y'all to be safe. I want people to have this peace that even I'm still learning and trying to find myself through all this chaos. Man, I'm still trying to get my life together too. We all have some rough spots in our life we have to perfect. And knowing God and having faith and that everything's going to be all right is one of those for me. Miss T, we talk about this all the time. We as individuals don't understand, and I don't care how old you are, we don't always value how precious life is.
It's very precious. Because once that person's breath is gone, you can't get it back. And not saying how much you love them, not bringing them a flower, putting it on their casket, all that stuff is done. So guess what? We need to treat every day like it's our last. And also the people that we meet, because we never know what people are going through. Yeah. A lot of people are going through so much. I'm on a view show and my husband in the hospital. I'm on a view show. I don't look like what I've been through. Yeah. But guess what? I got hope. And I know who my Savior is. Yeah. I know my God is taking care of him.
Yeah. So, like what Miss Tammy just said, when I tore my ACL the first, and I was like, and when I came back to school and I was on crutches, I was hopping around, and I was still
and hopping around,
still, you know, I was still playing around with everybody. I was still, like I said, positive energy never left. I was still giving off the positive vibes. There was no like sadness. I
saw that, man. I'm gonna commend you for that. I saw that. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I saw you struggling, but still having this, like, what I see social media influencers having these positive impact. You probably had, and I'm just gonna say this because we don't always see ourselves. We see everything else, but we don't see how we react and what we do. I'm gonna tell you, you probably made a much bigger impact as a basketball player just because you went through what you went through. Not saying oh, David's special and he's the only one that's, you know, great. No, I'm saying there's, and I know you've heard this before. I don't like saying stuff over and over again, but you, man, have inspired me more to do the things that I love to do. But go ahead.
That's how we know this thing is. You back?
You left.
I do. I tell you one thing. This going down in history. 11/20/20. You know. But guess what? That's okay. Because guess what? We came, we saw, we conquered, and we give all God glory because we know where our help comes from.
Yeah.
The enemy can try, he can throw darts, he can throw whatever he wants, but guess what? We still got that faith, we still got hope, we still know who has our future, and guess what? He can't do nothing to us. He can try. But God already know. He already said, go try my servant Adu. Go try my servant David. Go try my servant Tammy. And see what happened. He put David through that. And you know what? I never commended David on how well he was when he came back. But David, you made an impact on a lot of people. Because you didn't even, like, not one time did you complain that you was on those crutches. Not one time did you complain that you wasn't going to play basketball again. Not one time did you not say that, you know, my career over and you was upset and you was crying and you just felt like it was the end, it was over, and you never got depressed about it. Because you knew that if God brought you through that he was going to bring you through something else. Yeah. And guess what? He was perfecting another gift in him. He always tell us that he never leave us nor forsake us. He's always there. Even when we think he's not there, guess what he was doing? He was carrying you, David. He was carrying you.
Yep.
At your lowest point of due, he was carrying you.
Yep.
He was carrying me when that happened to me at ACS. I thought that was like, I did. Wasn't Miss Tammy hurt?
Yeah.
You really hurt. You are on fire. I'm serious.
I was so hurt. But you know what? When I got home and I thought about it, sometimes God do stuff to us and he let things happen to us to realize that it's a greater blessing out there. Had I stayed there, I would have never been able to do what I'm doing now. I don't work as hard. I don't work from sun up to sundown, and I make twice as much. But sometimes, you know, God puts you to places and people, and that was a season, and my season was up. I didn't want to leave, so guess what? God made it where I had to leave.
Yeah. So with that, what I felt like that, I was thinking about that with you, is that you were in a comfort zone. At ACS, you weren't thriving. You wasn't living, but you were comfortable. You was like halfway through. You wasn't at bottom, you wasn't at top. You was halfway through. And so you were there for so long, that became your norm. And what most people do is that, like, when their norm is like abrupted or like messed up in any way, even if it's going upward, they're like, hold up, what's happening? It's like, what's happening? This is not normal. So then they begin to panic. They begin to feel all types of emotions. They're like, this isn't my life. But what you don't see is that God is working. He's trying to put you in the position where you may not know you should be in, but where you actually need to be. Like, you didn't need to be at ACS for it. You didn't need to be at ACS. That wasn't where you're supposed to be. But because you're there for so long, that became your, like, this is my home. This is why I belong. I don't see myself anywhere else. I see myself as ACS. But then God was like, I have something better for you. And then in order to leave ACS, it had to happen the way it happened. So it happened like that. And then you're like, yo, what's happening? Like, I don't know what I'm about to do. And then you know, bam, you got a better opportunity because God got you. And the same thing with me when I told my ACL, like when I was playing basketball, I'm not going to lie, I didn't apply to any colleges. I didn't apply to anywhere. I didn't apply yet. But then when I'm sitting at home on my little crutch, I'm like, let me start applying. So I started applying everywhere. And at UMD, write like an essay that was going to practice every day. If I was going to games on the weekend, I would not have had the time to sit there and write the type of essay that I wrote. And then next thing you know, I'm at UMB, and even though my grades weren't like at UMD level, and I'm sitting there, I'm seeing the average GPA was a 4.3. I had a 3.8. They're saying the average SAT score was high. I had an average, I think I had like a 12 or something like that. But what I realized was that if I was home writing this, you know, I would not have, I promise you I wouldn't have gotten to UMD. Because I'm not going to lie to you, my essay is what got me into UMB, because my essay was like, I think it took me about a month to write that essay. I would not have had that time if I was struggling with the team all the time. I probably would have did a small little essay quick and I would have been done with it. But because I had that time, not UMD, which was my top school, and I'm in a great position, a great job if I graduate. So the weathering the storm is what I call it. You just have to weather the storm for a little bit. The storm is not going to be your entire life. It might not even be up to a year. It might not be a month. But if you just weather it, if you just hold on, like don't combust, just hold on. It's like, God, what you want me to do? And he'll guide you, and the next thing you know, you're at a different level. And then the next level isn't the last level. Like, that's the thing, the next level is never the last level. There is no limit to how high you go. So if you if there's moments in your life where you feel like, why am I going through this? You're never just gonna go through pain just to go through pain. God will never just like make you go through something just for the sake of you to go through it. You're gonna go through something to get something out of it. So every pain is part of a process. So you're never just going through pain. You always have to gain something from it.
That's true.
David, hold on. I want to touch on two things, and I actually probably should touch on one thing because I know my time is almost up. I'm not somebody who likes to get personal in public. I went through a lot of pain. I know we haven't talked in a while. I know we weren't that close to ACS. I loved you from afar, man, as a friend. But, man, if I knew you a lot more, man, whew, let me tell you something. And I can only say this for myself. The first day after I started 11th grade, all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. I can only say that. I remember I was talking to one of my good friends. She was like, man, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I was like, no cap, sis. I mean, like, yo. And then I was supposed to go to the First Baptist Church of Glen Arden to see Bishop T.D. Jakes, Pastor John Gray, all of them up there, Cheryl Brady. I got sick. I got real sick. I was out for about a month. I came back. Didn't have no mercy, no grace. Like, no mercy was given to me, no grace was given to me, no respect was given to me. I was struggling. I really was. I know a lot of people go through, situations and trials in life. But let me tell you something. Mind you this was before Corona. This was before March of 2020. Now, I'm grateful. I have a lot of things to say, which I can't say all in this shortcut because I know my time's almost up. But let me say this. Through the day after I started 11th grade till now, I'm grateful that the coronavirus hit. Because I think I would have been in the hospital if the coronavirus hit. Let me tell you why, David. I was working Monday through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I would get home after church. I would do like a 5-hour, 4-hour clock in. I'd be the first one to be at church, come home, fall out, I'm in the bed, get up to go eat dinner, and then get ready to do the same old thing the next week. And this has been going on for over 16, 18, 20, over 20 weeks. And let me tell you something. I was depressed. I was bitter. I was angry. I didn't feel good. I couldn't even have respect for some of the people. I had to put a face on. I had to be my own actor.
A mess.
I never thought we were gonna save that for another episode, but we might as well just make this part one. That mask was the problem. I used to put that on. I still put that on right now because of all that I've been through. But one thing that my music mentor, shout out to Jonathan Futzlevas, he told me that there were things that had to happen that could only happen if the coronavirus hit. That's why you birthed the THEADUSHOw, because the coronavirus hit. That's why you released your first studio record in 5 years this year. That's why you got called many times to play for certain bands down in Baltimore that you weren't even you don't even have connections to. Like, I'm not even trying to brag or anything, but there were certain things that had to happen that could only happen if the coronavirus hit. And I'm going to tell you right now, the only reason, and I know I've said this again, I know I'm saying this again, but the only reason why I'm talking to you guys is because the coronavirus hit. The only reason why the Do Show is because the coronavirus hit. That's what birthed this show. That's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this. It's almost like when Ellen says, "Be kind to one another." She wants to make a big impact on this world. I want to do the same thing. I want to do even something bigger than that. Something greater, something more positive. I don't have time to be figuring out what I'm going to do for my life. That's for me. Everybody, I know I'm young, I understand, but when you know what you want to do, and when you know and you got revelation and you know what your gift is, I mean, come on, somebody. I know I ain't in church up in here, but y'all know. You can't tell me nothing. Don't even come up to me saying, "Oh, you don't know. Oh, you still got some. You still got some time. You know, you got to grow a bit more. You don't know what life." Look, I know I'm growing. I understand that. Even now, even as I'm, 17 turning 18 next month, I'm not going to tell some kid, "Oh, you don't know how to be a psychologist or a mentor to whoever or a gamer or a game design." I'm not going to tell kids what they can't do or what they think they should do. That's not my place. That's not anybody's place, because you don't know who you're talking to. And I hate the people, and let me stop right there, because I told my friend, I was like, I'm just going to stop using that word hate because it's a strong word. But I dislike people who contradict themselves, who tell you one thing and then say another thing. They tell you, you can do whatever you want, whatever your heart desires. And then they go tell you what you should do. What is that? What is that? Why are you telling me what I should do when you just told me I can do anything? The sky's the limit. I can do all things through Christ. What is wrong with people like that? Your mind is messed up. I can't get with people like that. In this season, I had to strip. I told my man Ethan this. I had to strip away a lot of people. Too many people, man. Too many people. Too many that I thought was for me. Come on, Miss T. We were just talking about this. I had to literally cut off. I cried. I was upset. I've been lonely. I know my time's up. I understand. But I got to get this word out. Because if I don't, then I don't know what episode I can talk about this in. Because I got 5 more episodes to film in that's already planned and stuff. And they're about a whole different thing. That's why I got to get this word out now. Because I'm not trying to miss a moment.
Yeah. Can I say something real quick? So, what I realized when people, like they'll tell you can do anything, you can be anything you want to be. And then you say something crazy, like, I want to be in the NBA. They'll be like, are you sure? What I realize is people put their limitations. So, just because he can't be a doctor, they'll be like, you can't be a doctor. Like, excuse me, we're two different people. Like, they'll look at you from their limitations. So they'll say, yeah, you can be whatever you want to be as long as I can be that thing too. So if I can't do it, you can do it. So when people tell you can't, I don't even pay attention to anybody's opinions. I saw this one thing. Don't take hate from someone you don't seek, or not hate, but judgment from someone you don't seek advice from. So if I'm not going to you asking, how do I go about doing this? Don't come to me telling me I can't do this a certain way. I can't do that. Because first of all, if your opinion mattered to me, I'd be coming to you asking you for advice, not you coming to me trying to bring me down. So I literally don't take judgment. I don't take none of that from anybody. Literally, the only person that I really looked for like solid advice is people who are doing what I'm trying to do, or people who are along the journey with me. So if you're not a doctor, or like not trying to be a doctor, how are you gonna tell me not a doctor? Like if you're not a public speaker or trying to be a public speaker, how are you gonna tell me that I can't be a public speaker? You have no public speaking under your belt. You have no doctorate under your belt. So who are you to give me advice about achieving something if people are trying to achieve it? So I feel like if you're aspiring to do something, if you're looking for, like, if you have a goal, if you have a gift and you want to improve on it, first things first, find people who have the same gift as you do. Because, like, you don't want to surround yourself with people who are doing opposite things because you will never grow. So
you gotta find your squad. You gotta find your squad. We were just talking about this.
We gotta send David that.
Yeah. Squad goals.
Squad goals. Yes.
Yeah. But once you find people in your type of in your environment with your type of gift, with your type of mindset, and your mindset is literally everything. Because with me, my mindset was like, I have to be successful. So literally, that's why I think I was able to transition quickly off of basketball to school immediately, because I'm like, all right, my goal wasn't to be successful playing basketball. My goal wasn't to be successful being a motivational speaker. My goal wasn't to be successful being an engineer. My goal was to be successful. Laid out 3 paths to being successful. If one of them failed, I go on to the other one. If that one failed, I go on to the other one. I feel like people look at life like a straight road when it's literally there's
a lot of bumps.
It's a highway, there's exits, it's not one straight road. So if you come to a block, reverse, think about what you're about to do.
I got 1 minute, man. Sorry to interrupt, but I got 1 minute.
Oh, you got 1 minute? All right, I'm just wrap it up then.
You're good. I love it, man.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Yo, I want to elaborate, but my time's up. Everything's up right now. So, look, we're going to come back to this. I really want to come back and talk about this because I know we're speaking to somebody out here. I know for a fact there's somebody who we're going to reach that is really going to touch the heart. But because I have less than 40 seconds left, I'm going to end right now with saying thank you for being on the show. I want to have you guys back on the show. We're going to schedule another time. I really want y'all to come back on the show and let's grow this show and let it just have a huge impact on people. Okay, I have 20 seconds left. All right, that's all the time that I have for today. Camera's not right there. It's over here. That's all the time that I have for today. If you would like to view clips from today's show, just head on over to Deuce YouTube channel for more exclusive content. That's me. Also, if you want to stream full episodes, head on over to Castbox.fm or Anchor.fm. Bye, y'all. It's about to end. I'm sorry. Oh, Lord. All right, well, that's all the time that I have for today. If you would like to view clips from today's show, just head on over to Adu's YouTube channel for more exclusive content. That's me. Also, if you want to stream full episodes, head on over to Castbox.fm or Anchor.fm. Both are available for download on the Google Play Store and App Store. And finally, make sure to tune into the Adu Show only on YouTube.com. Stay cool, live life. They out, so I'm out.